What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G Miles World Podcast. And right now we're going to be talking about the Monday Night Football Showdown, NFC East. You got the Giants that could have possibly been 3-0, and you got the Cowboys that are pretty much fighting for their life since the Dak injury. But I'm here to tell you, right, Cooper Rush is now 3-0 when Dak is injured. I am not saying that pound for pound Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott. I'm saying that in the system, like how when people tell you like the system just works, there was a lot of talk about, Tom Brady being a system quarterback with New England. Even like Trent Dilfer, when the Baltimore Ravens won that Super Bowl, he was a system guy. Well, in this situation right here, Cooper Rush, it seems like the offense is more suited for him. They look different. The Giants would have beaten Dak Prescott last night if, Dak Prescott was the quarterback. It's just certain things that go on and certain decisions that I've seen Dak Prescott make over his time as a Dallas Cowboy that just lets me know, like, yo, bro, this dude is like primed to lose. I don't want to say that the team kind of rallies more around Cooper, but you can see it. And then, like I said, he's 3-0. And then when Mike McCarthy, drop the Mike McCarthy as Skip Bayless calls him, right? He says, he doesn't get rattled. Now, you got to be careful about these things, right? Because you have to, promote the current player, but at the same time, motivate your starter that's, sitting on the pine waiting to get back, right? This is something that I really, I focused in on his words because this guy won a Super Bowl off of, Aaron Rodgers' back. Like, Mike McCarthy himself, he's not going anywhere based on what we've seen and building a Super Bowl squad. Like, if he doesn't have an Aaron Rodgers or somebody that's ready to roll, he's not winning anything. More than likely, the Cowboys, with the talent that they have, defensively, I do believe that they're very stout. Micah Parsons is he threw a couple dudes down in that game that was like big linemen. He is a very unique player. Hopefully he stays healthy. He's definitely a Hall of Fame player. So defensively, they have core pieces that's going to help them. It's the offense that we find rather offensive in a lot of different games. And being able to see CeeDee Lamb, he had a huge drop early, came back, had a huge catch. He's getting the ball to him though. If you guys look at the way that it worked with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb was like a nothing. Like, he's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like we couldn't see what CeeDee Lamb was all about, is what my point is. And it just seems like Cooper Rush has a better, he has a better understanding of what is going on and when to throw him the ball. And it's bringing a lot more out of their star receiver, who's supposed to be the star receiver. So a lot of that has to do with that. Zeke, getting those first downs with the run. People feeling like they have the potential to win. I don't get that when I watch Dak play with this team. So my situation is this. I do believe, and I know a lot of you Cowboy fans, you may not agree with me right now, but if you sit back and just think, Dak would have lost that game last night. That's not the type of game that Dak Prescott wins. He just doesn't win those games. And again, like I said, with the way that everything worked out, you got to consider this, right? Let's say, for instance, he's playing very, very well, right? Because Dak went down with the hand injury week 1. We don't know when he's going to be back. They're speculating, a month, 2 months, whatever, right? Let's say for whatever reason that Cooper Rush is still playing well. And I brought this up a couple weeks ago, and a lot of you guys laughed it off. What do you do with Dak Prescott? Do you insert Dak Prescott back into the lineup? Remember what happened with Dak and Tony Romo when Romo was hurt? And they won. It was a big confusion. Sometimes a season calls for the player that's playing the best, and you have to just leave it at that, in my opinion. Okay? So right now, with the way the Dallas Cowboys are playing, I believe that offensively, they can compete, right? If we can get, if Zeke can just get the short yardage and Cooper Rush can just find wide open receivers the way he was doing, I believe that with the way that CD is playing right now, his confidence is starting to build. I don't believe I've seen him play like this while Dak Prescott was under center. So that can be scary if he turns out to be what they drafted him for. If he starts to get open and needs more attention to him, that could be a breakout season, which opens up the other players on the team, which could then in turn make the Cowboys more dangerous. It could turn out that they win the NFC East without Dak Prescott. You see what I'm saying? Even with how, like I said, the Eagles are playing very, very well right now. I understand that everybody's very, very excited about Jalen Hurts and all that stuff. There's MVP talk. Very, very early in the season, though. Not ready to go to that length. They've played bums. It hasn't been a situation where they've really played top competition. All right, beating the Commanders, if you're the Eagles, it doesn't really mean much in my opinion. So I'm not ready to get excited about that, but I do have to give credit where it's due. And the way that they're playing right now is very, very good. So we have to address that. But right now, with the way that the NFC East is lined up, they can easily compete and possibly win it without Dak Prescott, based on the way that they're playing. What was it? Trayvon Diggs with that pick at the end of the game. And like the receiver dropped, the Giant receiver dropped, but it's not even about that. It's just about his attention to detail. He's a risky corner, and I understand that people don't like the amount of yards he gives up, but if the ball is thrown anywhere near him, he's going to intercept it. And that's huge because most corners don't have good hands. So they have Micah Parsons, they got Diggs, they got, good defensive linemen out there, trying to work it out. I'm going to tell you this right now. Like I said before, if you're a Cowboy fan, you're rooting for Cooper Rush to stay in there. Okay? You have to understand that with the way that this is like, everything is like, unfolding right now, for you to put Dak in, right? And let's say Dak plays bad. Let's say Dak comes back, right? And you put him in the game, and the dude plays like trash. What do you do then? You've paid him all this money, right? What do you do after he comes out and stinks it up with the same exact team that Cooper Rush is having success with? Now you have to figure out, all right, how do we get this guy out of here? Because I don't believe once they figure out how to, get rid of this dude, Dak is gone. But Dak has made his money, so it's not a big deal. Nobody needs to feel sorry for Dak. Dak's going to have to work harder. You understand what I'm saying? Very, very limited amount of people get the opportunity to play in the NFL, and you have to show and prove. If you're a star quarterback, you have to be a star quarterback. Like, you have to be able to go out there and prove it. Dak has shown us that after his first couple seasons, he's not that guy. So, in my opinion, I don't think there's going to be anything else more that we're going to get out of him. I think they're trying to figure out probably like, what do we need to do to get up out of this contract? That's just my thought process. Now, some of you guys are going to still be like, Dak Prescott did. Okay, that's fine. But realistically, you know what I'm saying? Like how you be saying whatever you want, and then like your parents be like, okay, that's cool that you want to be a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious astronaut with ice cream bars, but you're gonna have to go and work at McDonald's for now. Like, dude, you can say you want to do whatever you want, and you can believe whatever you want. But the reality of the situation is, the way that this is unfolding for us, it looks more and more likely that Cooper Rush, barring injury, may finish the season. And the Cowboys will be just as successful as if Dak played. And I understand that you're paying a lot of money to Dak, but that doesn't justify winning. Now, if Mike McCarthy ended by saying there is no QB controversy in Dallas, when Dak is healthy, it's his team. We've heard this before. This is just him saying that, right? So right now, I'm not convinced, even by the way that, because he's always like smug, McCarthy, like he doesn't give off any type of truth serum. So my opinion about this situation is that they're going to have to figure out a way to keep Cooper Rush in there. They play much better with him than without him. And Dak is going to have to just ride the bench. And they're going to have to figure out a trade partner and get rid of him. That's like, I think that would be in the best interest of the Cowboys. Now, as far as the Giants go, they had a chance to win this game. There was some key drops, obviously, that went on from wide receivers. Saquon Barkley with that 36-yard TD sprint when he just ran right in. I thought the Giants had the game covered, but the Giants are not a really good football team, and to be honest, they shouldn't have been 2-0. So what's going to happen is a lot of these dudes masquerading like it's Halloween and acting like they're good teams. The whole costume is about to come off. Everything is about to change. And you're going to see who these players really are very, very soon. With all that being said, this was a game that, they could have easily won if they were a good team. They're not. The Giants are not good. So we could expect them to lose a lot more games going forward. But again, with the Cowboys, we got to wait to see how it's going to work out. All right. But I do believe that they're better off right now with Cooper Rush rather than Dak, even when he's healthy and he comes back. Let me know your thoughts. Can't wait to hear them. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.